Disney is so salty over Johnny Depp winning that companies that are backed by Disney, that includes Vice TV, you've seen ABC and more, they continue their attack over a 2022 case. They have taken Elaine Bredehoft out of the mothballs. The new narrative, by the way, that's all. It was social media's fault she lost, not Elaine's, not Amber's, not the lack of evidence. No, it's your fault. You and I, we're going to talk and laugh about this too. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day. By the way, I hope you are doing excellently. Man, I want to show you the assault coming out of Disney and Disney-backed companies over Johnny Depp winning, not just in a courtroom, but over pirates. Now, we're watching this. Remember ownership and money. $400 million that Disney parked in a company. In fact, here's a list of every company that Disney actually has their grubby little mitts in. And when you get down toward the bottom, lo and behold, one Vice Media.
He developed this fan base that just adores him unconditionally.
So you notice, you're all fans, by the way. You're not people, you're not individuals that have opinions. Nope, you're Johnny Depp fan.
They will blame whoever he might have done something wrong to. It's their fault. They asked for it.
You notice that is the new narrative, by the way. 2022, they started promising you this treasure trove of evidence that they were denied, they couldn't put in court. They said that they were going to put that out there. Well, guess what? 2024 now, what did they do? They switched tactics. And this isn't one-off, by the way. This is the brand new wave of hit pieces. There are many of them rolling in, some of them big backing. One of them right now has the backing of an ex-Wall Street Journal head, a head with the BBC, and also, and I thought this was really telling, they are also joined by ex-Obama administration. So you're talking about social and political, which I'll tell you why that's happening in just a moment.
Well, Amber, what did you do to cause him to hit you?
Now, has anybody ever said that, by the way? Have you ever heard anyone say, yeah, well, he did that, but what did you do to cause that? That is absolutely absurd. And they know that. People, they saw this trial play out. They saw Elaine Bredehoft try everything in the world, including coming after yours truly, to try to say that Johnny Depp is somehow in some way guilty. Yeah, none of it works. So now they're back at it.
You must be the bad person here, and that's the way they thought.
That's the way you thought. Oh, man, you were pointing fingers at her, saying, well, he did all of this stuff, but, well, he must have been provoked into it. That is absolute absurdity. Again, you look at the evidence for that case. Missing a finger, treated like a human ashtray. We listened to audio recordings from the thing. This stuff is so infuriating to listen to because, again, all of it's spin, Disney-backed spin. They hate the fact that a man got justice.
About 95% of the social media wasn't just anti-Amber, it was with a purpose to annihilate.
So apparently, if you don't back the female-led Harvey Weinstein here, if you have a problem with people like that, your intent when you post is to quote-unquote annihilate. How do you draw that distinction, by the way? If I sit here, they complain about me making videos. If I sit here and I made 10,000 videos about Harvey Weinstein, do you think anybody would ever complain about that? No. So what's different with this? Well, you can look at it. Hollywood, elite, female, goes against that multi-billion-dollar narrative that you see. Yeah, continuing.
Amber, there's no way she could have survived this. There's no way anyone could have survived this.
Now, as far as surviving this is concerned, I am very curious about what those words exactly entail. If we're talking about the survival of a narrative that she tried to establish from 2016. Yeah, she's talking about a judicial decision. That doesn't have anything to do with social media. What that has to do with is a jury looking at somebody and finding them not to be credible. And that was Amber Heard's problem. She was not credible on the stand. Or are you talking about career and surviving this without a blacklist? Because if you're talking about blacklisting in Hollywood, that's also 100% Amber Heard's fault. I mean, remember, she went after Disney. She threatened to sue Disney when they didn't produce documents that she wanted. They basically requested something. She turned over lawyers. They came back. They threatened Disney, and Disney called this out in public-facing documentation. And then when it came to Warner Brothers made it specifically clear to her she wasn't supposed to be bringing them up. She wasn't supposed to be weaponizing Aquaman. Well, she had been weaponizing Aquaman all the way back to Aquaman 1. She destroyed Aquaman 2. She helped destroy other franchises and a company as well. So yeah, I mean, when you're looking at this, surviving, it looks like it's all her fault. But again, blame it on you. Now, this isn't the first time that a Disney-backed attack on Depp has actually been launched. They did it right after we had the trial because they were salty over that win too. I think you see a theme here. And notice, same theme also in the questions and answers, only they were promising medical evidence back when. And you can see why they don't want to put that front and center anymore. Check this out.
So 24 hours after the verdict, how is Amber holding up?
You know, she's heartbroken, but I have to say one of the most significant things she said right after she heard the verdict was, I am so sorry for all these women I have disappointed, all these women who have suffered, you know, and I've set them back. Obviously, this is a big setback, and she feels personally responsible for it. So she's working through it, but it's a tough one.
So you would say that the social media outweighed potentially for some of the jurors, even what they witnessed for themselves?
Yes, and the combination of that and not being able to get a lot of very significant evidence in smoking guns. We had some significant text messages from Johnny Depp's assistant saying, when I told him that he kicked you, he cried. That didn't come in. We had the medical records that actually where Amber was reporting contemporaneously about the drugs, the alcohol, and being physically abused. Those didn't come in.
So basically, therapy records. They didn't get to allow therapy records. They didn't get to allow other text messages from people outside of Depp. Yeah, that's smoking gun medical evidence, I swear. You also have the fact that this year, it is an election cycle year, and that is very clear in some of the other stuff that's upcoming. You have 2 documentaries at least, another podcast with huge backers. Again, former head BBC. Also, you have a former head in the Wall Street Journal, Obama administration person attached, and this narrative of bots and trolls and social media. Yeah, where have you heard that before? I love that they lose it over Depp, though. Let me know what you think. As always, appreciate you. Really big time. Want to help out the channel? Links in the description. Gonna end here. See you soon.